ever thought about joining a team like for fun, Black? Like, obviously, since you're no longer like competing at the highest level, have you thought about just joining one of these teams and try to go? Because you're talking to me the other day about, oh, you're so sad there's not a German team to play that plays in the IESF. Have you considered maybe trying to run one yourself?
The problem is there aren't a whole lot of German players. Like, there's Kuroki, there's Koikwa,
There's Fata.
He's not active anymore. I think he actually doesn't play and doesn't coach anymore. He's kind of gone. So then there's me. That's 3. There's 9, but he's also semi-retired. He only plays Dota very rarely. So let's say 3 people. It's quite tough for us to fill the roster, to be honest. Like, Dota is not super popular in Germany anymore. However, a couple of, I don't remember what year it was, I did play some open qualifiers with a caster stack, and that's when I said I'll never do that again.
Okay.
Because we won the qualifier, but because we casters, we're not allowed to actually be at the event because we casters at the event. So we had to actually give up the game. We had the game won, and then we had to leave the game and give the enemy a default win, which probably felt terrible for them.
Oh, that's an interesting insight in the behind the scenes and the struggles. Because I assume you wanted to play. Even if
I wanted to play for sure. I didn't know it was going to happen. When that happened, I was like, "What the hell are we doing? Like, you're also taking away my chance, you know?"
We gotta make something happen, Black. Maybe if not for Dota, we gotta sign up for some open qualifiers. What other games you said you play? Age of Empires? Sure, I'll learn it. We'll run some open qualifiers there.
Hey, open qualifiers nowadays are not the most difficult. I'm sure we could make it out round 1.
Yeah. Maybe we get a buy or something, as these two teams are finally getting on to this first draft of the best of 3 series. Black, Tunisia taking out the Clockwork. We haven't seen Clockwork since day 1. I think it's been banned every single game. Trient, Weaver, Tiny, and Libya. Then, really interesting. TA is fine, but the Monkey King banned in the first phase.
We did see Tunisia run it, I think, once, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they had decent success with it. And in general, in this region in particular, it seems like there's a lot of mid Monkey Kings for some reason. They just busted out against another melee hero and they dominate the lane. Which, truth be told, middle Monkey King is very obnoxious to play against if you're a melee hero. Dragonite. Okay, easy. I like that a lot. Easy hero, targeted stun, easy to push. Now the enemy has a Witch Doctor though, and you probably lost. GG.
It's not the Shadow Fiend insta win, it's the Witch Doctor insta win. As the DK does make sense, especially after the Monkey King ban, right? If you have Dragon Knight and they can pick up this Monkey King, he just completely destroys the dragon in the mid lane. So I like the start from Libya, but also Tunisia going for what is arguably the second safest pair of hands in the current patch, especially in our tournament, right? The Witch Doctor has been played a lot with the Voodoo Festration and has had considerable success.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, Dragon Knight in general, I love that hero a lot. It's just, if you want to win Dota, you pick Dragon Knight. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Like, he does everything you need. He deals damage, he stuns, he pushes towers, he clears waves. What else do you need from a hero? Same as with the Witch Doctor. Like, pretty much most cookie cutter support there is.
But
so I like both openings. SF is still in the pool.
So is the Storm Spirit, and so is the Ursa. Like I said, Shadow Fiend we want to see because it's very strong, and Storm and Ursa have been contested a lot by these two teams in the last couple of days. But the Shadow Fiend will be the first choice of the Tunisian squad to pair up and reveal as a core.
There it is, though. We got our boy SF. There it is. We said it. Dragon Knight hates. Well,
okay.
I mean, obviously, that's what we kind of alluded to before. Like, both teams know there isn't really that much at stake. So we're probably going to see a couple of interesting drafts down the line. Although, Witch Doctor SF is pretty damn tryhard.
Yeah, I think you see there's not a lot at stake. I mean, when it comes to qualifying wise, but I still think the teams will do the best to put on the best display for their country. As this Tetris makes his way into the draft again, Black, we've seen this twice this tournament, and neither time I was impressed by it.
I'd agree with that as well. It's a very hit or miss hero. Vengeful Spirit, though, we have seen that hero dominate for sure. It's pretty good against SF as well.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting to see whether it's going to be a carry or not. But yeah, Tunisia, obviously, they want to secure second place, so they're going to be super try-hard in this game at least. Rubik's a great pick here. All the spells are really nice to steal. There isn't really any bad spell to steal so far, I think. Nope, they're all pretty damn good.
And Rubik would have also been good for the Libyan side. Let's say if this was a vengeful carry, which we've seen, and it succeeded. So if Libya wanted to run vengeful carry and pick up the Rubik for themselves to, get the raises, the Requiem, even though obviously the Witch Doctor abilities would be amazing to steal. So Tunisia, a very nice thinking to pick this one up, as they haven't really wasted any of the reserve time. Their game plan seems to be very solid. What do you think about a Shadow Fiend safe lane and picking a Leshrac mid here?
I think they want the SF to match up against the Dragon Knights, so...
Well, that's what they're doing. CK now.
Yeah. They could just put Dragon Knight in the offlane, though. That works out perfectly fine as well. And then we might just see another Lina again against the SF, which is something we've seen every game, literally. There's not a single game where SF didn't play against Lina.
Well, every game where Shadowfiend made his way through the draft, not every game.
Yeah, so let's see if Libya is gonna stick to that.
Can you play Storm Spirit into Shadowfiend? Like, doesn't SF, because before, many years ago, Shadowfiend kinda used to destroy Storm. But I feel like nowadays it's not even, but it's a bit closer because of the water runes.
It's a little bit better, but SF is just so oppressive. And the problem is that with Remnants, you have to go quite close to farm. So you're going to get double raised every time. And it feels a little bit uncomfortable. Come mid-late game, though, it's very good. Lifestealer, okay, interesting. Not the best hero against Chaos Knight. It's really good against Shadow Fiend. But even Witch Doctor is quite good against Lifestealer.
Especially as soon as you get your Academy Shard on the Witch Doctor, and then you just have the you turn into a Deathworth. It's really, really good. So it's Chaos Knight. Also, I would arguably say it's a traditional counter to Lifestealer. You used to see a Lifestealer, and then you pick the CK Reality Rift him, and you just destroy him. So I don't really know what Libya's game plan is here.
Not entirely sure. Yeah, as you said, Chaos Knight is a pretty damn strong hero against Lifestealer. Also here that builds into Orchid, something Lifestealer hates. Interesting. Just as I was praising their draft. Yeah.
They are banning out the Night Stalker, and the Brew was also taken out a bit earlier from Tunisia. I would think they might. I thought they might go for something a bit funky, like I said, the Vengeful Carry. Definitely, that's not going to be the case, as now they ban the Darks here, and Ember Leshrac will be the counter bans from Tunisia. I think the Leshrac would have been great for Libya potentially with a DK offlane, but this is wow, Black. I believe this is going to be a Vengeful Spirit offlane.
It could be Dragon Knight offlane, Hoodwink mid.
Nah.
There's a couple of options. We have seen a Hoodwink mid this tournament. It wasn't very good, but it was there. I think so.
I do remember what you're saying. I think the players picked it and then they swapped lanes. Remember that game? I think that's the game where a mid laner played position 4 and a position 4 played mid.
Was that game? Yeah, maybe.
Hoodwink
is a decent mid hero that can work if you're like a specialist at it. Against SF it's a little tough, but no hero can really lane against SF at all. Like, who's going to go there?
I think your best bet is still sending the Dragon Knight mid. Out of the 5 heroes on Libya's side, Dragon Knight at least has the Dragon's Blood that to kind of sustain himself from all the harass that might come from the Shadow Fiend. And then you got a good setup. You stun Dragon Tail into take his rotation blast off if the Hoodwink can come in and throw a bushwhack. So maybe rotations might be what the saving grace from the Dragon Knight. Maybe, I mean, it does make sense. But then Vengeful Spirit offlane is normally, well, this patch is fine, but not into a CK Witch Doctor.
Well, let's see. I would like to see Timbersaw here from Tunisia. I think that's It would complement the whole lineup very well. It's amazing against Lifestealer, against Dragon Knight, even Hoodwink as well.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Oh boy. Interesting.
Wait, Witch Doctor core? Is there not Witch Doctor offlane? There's a chance for that, right?
Unlikely, but there's a chance for that.
We said we want to see it. Come on, if not now, then when? Black. This is the moment. Oh wait, Zanetti is the mid laner.
Cancun is the carry. Are you sure? Isn't Stone the mid laner? No, Stone is the mid laner.
Is it? Is it? Oh, that's not what it says on my spreadsheet, but I think you might be right. And Conan is the position 4. I do remember that. 5 actually. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Q. Yeah, Q is playing the Rubik. I think we've seen Tunisia play Rubik a lot, and Q was doing quite well. So it is gonna be a bull rush offlane Spirit Breaker, and Kashi on the Libyan side is gonna play the support Vengeful. I'm very confused right now, Black.
Well,
we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Again, for Libya, there isn't really much on the line, I believe. Tunisia is really playing for that second place, so we'll see how both these teams approach the game.
Interestingly, the Hoodwink also went for the Facet tree bounce instead of the Scurry. Scurry is practically giving you a bit of extra range the more you scale it with your first and second spell. And yeah, we see this Hoodwink going for the tree bounce trick shot. So I've not seen it used that often because people usually prefer to get the extra range and slight damage from the Scurry facet. Interesting choice. It might help him with farming a bit more on the support later on, because Hoodwink is one of these greedy supports that kind of just wants to farm, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. As for the Dire side, we haven't spoken about Shadow Fiend's facets at all, Black. So he has the Shadow Mire, which is 8% movement speed and attack speed debuff on enemies when you connect with a raise.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only one that everybody goes for. It just helps the lane. It's an incredible ability in the lane. You stack up a raise, and then another. Then as soon as you have 2 on you, you probably can't really stay in the lane anymore. You have to wait until the debuff is out, because if you get a 3rd or 4th, you're not moving anymore. At all. And obviously your attack speed is slowed as well. It's an incredible facet for laning. In particular, and then obviously SF scales super well into the middle late game as well.
Probably so hard also if you play into if you're a melee hero playing into that, right? You just get 2 raises connected at 16% of your move speed. Where are you gonna run, right? Are you even gonna run anywhere at that point? That is the question.
Yeah, that's why I said the DK middle it's quite bad against SF. So it should be a very one-sided lane. We'll see though, maybe it can work some magic.
Well, I mean, it's a good dragon. Dragons don't really do magic, but this is this very special Dragonite. One of the most consistent heroes in Tier 1 Dota for the last 10 months or so. Everybody's been playing this Dragonite Black. So let's see if Google can make it work versus the Shadow Fiend.
Indeed. Can he make it work? Ooh, if SF dies first, but it could be good for them.
Icky Bomb, latching in, nice stun off the low ground. The Fade Bolt will connect onto 4. They're trying to get the trade back, and Kashi will fall, but it's a Shadow Fiend dying first, and now this body block from Conan is looking very, very nice. X, very low in HP, and one more right click from Q will claim the soul, the Hoodwink.
Dragonite got the first blood though onto the SF, so that's a massive golden fusion. But still, the matchup is going to be tough either way. Like a little bit of gold isn't really going to sway that matchup in too many ways. Also, Witch Doctor seems absolutely broken for his level 1 skirmishes because the AoE is so massive.
It's
did so much damage.
It's gonna get nerfed. Honestly, he's gonna get nerfed to the ground. But hopefully sooner than later, because I'm already tired of seeing level 1 Voodoo Restoration. I think not seeing a Witch Doctor get Paralyzing Cask early on, or at least Maledict, is so weird. I would say a build-up where you max out Voodoo Restoration is better, but I would still like to, nerf it to the point where it's not a level 1 spell. So they could go 1-0-1 and then 1-4-1. That's fine. But, it's too strong as a level 1 spell, that's clear.
I mean, there's also some drawbacks to it, right? Because the old Voodoo Restoration is actually really good for your whole team, whereas the new one is just the damage ability. So it's obviously very different. And I'm sure a lot of people get confused as well.
Black, this is going to be exactly what you said. It's the Hoodwing mid, and that's why we saw the facet with the tree bounce. Because it's a core Hoodwing who will be farming as fast as possible, so doesn't need the extra range, as the extra slight bounce, if you miss the target, might be way better as soon as he gets more items on.
Yeah, it's probably much better as a core facet. But we'll see how good this mid Hoodwing is going to be. Because against SF again, it's not an easy lane. But it's much better than putting DK there.
Nice right clicks from Steve onto Q. Fade Bolt versus Sticky Bomb. Interesting trade-off between these two. Steve was still affected for a little while by the Fade Bolt, so dealing less right-click damage. As the most intriguing lane for me has to be this mid lane, right? It's not often we see Hoodwing versus Shadow Fiend mid, and yeah, I mean, it's just something new.
I would just like SF to be a little bit more aggressive. Really keep those stacks up on the razors, because that's how you win the lane, right? Right now Hoodwing is doing very well for herself. Oh, easy kill on the top. Vengeful Spirit going down. I mean, Witch Doctor is such an incredibly strong hero. Very, very difficult to deal with.
Down bottom, Zanetti was right-clicking action quite a lot with the Greater Bash, but I think this Lifestealer will have a hell of a time playing versus a Spirit Breaker when he gets his level 4 or 5. He already has a Bracer, wants to get the Orb of Corrosion completed, and that's when the Spirit Breaker will struggle. But up top, can they punish this Witch Doctor? I don't think it's possible, as Cancun needs to get to one more on top of Kashi so he can pop to the Maledict. And one wasn't enough, there was not a Chaos Strike, a proc. And now tanking some of the creeps, Google also using his sword to harass this CK.
And it's a little bit of a weakness, of course, of the offlane DK. You don't really have any pressure tool until you're higher levels. So the carry is always going to free farm earlier on. Still doing very well for himself, of course, is Cocoon. Then looking, SF is still doing very well for himself.
Steve bottom, ooh, a bash would have done the job, but so will the Fade Bolt from Q. It's 4-for-1 already for Tunisia to kick off this game. And, Conan is gonna be fine. Paralyzing Cask available, and the damage from the Chaos Strike will get the soul of Kashi, but he does fall to the Breath Fire, and now the denies from Google under the tower, not allowing Conan to get any more gold on the Witch Doctor.
Very well done. Probably CK doesn't mind the death too much, because he was quite low on resources. So he'll come back with full HP, full mana. And of course, it's always nice to give your Witch Doctor some carry potential at higher levels.
Look at this Lifestealer though. Do you feel like it's gonna be a Radiance type build, like Radiance Manta, or do you want to see him going for the Facebook's Armlet? Because we often see Lifestealers queuing up Radiance, but then changing their mind up at about minute 8 to 10. What would you like to see from him, Black?
I like Radiance a lot against illusion-based carries like CK is. Because until he gets the Bloodthorn, you have a lot of evasion against all the physical damage that will be coming in. It would be a very good choice, so hopefully he doesn't go away from it. Conan again in trouble, getting right click down. One more will do it. Down he goes. We got another stun though. Ooh, if Kashi dies as well, that's massive for the CK. Oh,
Nice stick charge. That was very good.
there's gonna be
Also has the
relative though.
Lotus. Has got a Lotus.
Another
gonna
stun
be
soon and
sufficient?
3.
No mana. Has a stick. Will pop the stick.
Oh,
Fog of War on high ground and
bong.
yeah. Okay,
That's
Cancun
massive for the
missed.
CK.
He missed like
Who
3
killed
creeps
solo
for double
experience?
kill. It's very much. I don't even know. Like CK solo getting a double kill at level 4. This should never happen.
Well, now he's level 5 already. Very, very nice lane start for him, of course. Our SF is also looking very good after the initial first blood.
The Hoodwink is not doing that bad. Honestly, I actually was questioning this switch up of lanes, but only 6 last hits behind the Shadow Fiend. I think the Dragon Knight would have been trumped way more than this Hoodwink. So Stone, quite happy to see... well, Stone actually not happy to have to play versus the Hoodwink, but at least X did a good job. As we now move up top, we're trying to pursue Conan, who is so sustainable with the Voodoo Festration, but maybe one more right click might do the job. The Chaos Ball stopped the stun. Kashi cannot get in range. It was all on cooldown anyway, and now Conan turns around onto the Dragon Knight.
Look at that damage. This thing's just ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking.
Who's the core now? I look at X. I was just praising him, and now he's in the river getting chased down.
Hey, he actually killed the DK.
Beautiful Spirit Breaker. Dragon Knight dies up top. But in the mid, the Hoodwink falls, and Steve, level 3, will get chased down by Zanetti and Q. Can Steve at least deny himself to the neutrals? He's not even gonna attempt to. Just buying a bit more time, but Stone will claim it from a low ground Shadow Race kill.
Very, very well done. Now we said gameplay-wise, they're definitely ahead, and they're showing that here. Like they're looking real good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Interesting choice. The SF went for threats. We usually never see that.
This is very interesting. It tells us he wants to go for... I mean, he's playing versus a lifestealer, right? He knows that the magic build is not going to be ideal. As they're setting up mid, nice stun, sticky bomb, layers blast off, and this is what I wanted to say. Stone Requiem is not going to be able to be casted in time, and that is the rotate I predicted, Black. I told you about this during the draft phase. That's what the Hoodwink can bring to the table with his 2 long-range stun supports.
Yeah, and it was even pre-level 6 Hoodwink. So the next kill is going to be even easier. Oh, if there's one more bash. Maybe he doesn't even need the bash. He got face boots. He's fast.
Action. He's trying to really juke there. The Nether Strike was already used as the Spirit Breaker. Somehow got level 6 before, but I think the Fate Bolt will claim the kill as he's trying to juke left and right, but the bash is coming in from Zanetti. Oh, it was a charge. Never mind.
Yep, and Kakun at the same time also killing Kashi at the top. His arm is just around the corner. Our game is not completely out of reach, of course. 2k gold lead at this time is not unrecoverable, but it's getting tough. They need to somehow make use of the supports, really rotate together. Mid lane again. There's a charge coming in though, and Q's also already level 6. They took both wisdom runes, by the way.
That's why they have disadvantage of levels. Kashi only level 4. The Illusion Rune, can you dodge it? No, it popped it way too soon. And X will die to the blast off Fate Bolt combo from Rubik. It's gonna be a double kill for the position 4, as Stone was also there to get some of that XP and gold on his SF.
Yeah, I generally don't like it when you take kills away from the SF, because his souls obviously increase by +1 every time he gets a kill. Which is very substantial, especially for his ult later on and his right click damage. That's life. Can't have everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, charge bottom. This lifestealer is very under level compared to everybody else on the server. Even his support techies is also level 5.
Yeah, it's been a tough lane for him. That being said though, he's still decently farmed, not amazing, but still quite okay. Now Hoodwink, jungling, I thought he's gonna make a rotation bottom. Both supports are coming bottom. So they gotta be a little careful on the Rubik. He's got a big streak to go.
It would be a great kill for the Libyan squad, as they're really trying to get closer, but I think you need to get Kashi closer to his level 6 at all costs. I don't know if that means Kashi should be mid right now. There's nobody mid, so maybe leeching some of that XP mid would be good for the Vengeful Spirit, as Venge level 4 is good. Venge level 6 has such a big power spike.
definitely true. Level 6 Venge is one of the scariest heroes in Dota, honestly. Like that repositioning ability or saving ability on one of the teammates is absolutely crucial and can be pretty game breaking as well if used in the right scenario. But for now, Tunisia is just farming away. They know they're having a lead, they're just trying to build on that lead.
I like this from Google's Dragon Knight, using the Dragon form as early as possible, helping himself accelerate farm, and now probably pushing the wave into the tower. We did see Stone having a shield rune on the Shadow Fiend, and X is gonna get stunned by the stolen Rubik. Kashi? Hello? Connects long range onto the Rubik in the river, and now the stick bomb will get even lower. Bushwhack to turn around, but there's no more follow-up. The Vengeful's dead for 10. The Techies only level 5.
Yeah, definitely lack of levels. They need level 6 and Techies 100%, otherwise they just don't have the burst damage. And once Techies is 6, that's the good news. He deals an absurd amount of magic damage, but it's already minute 11. So his level 6 is very, very, very late, unfortunately.
The magic missile stolen from Rubik is why we said at the beginning of the draft this is looking very good for the Tunisian side. It's a great spell to steal, and it's got so many other options that are equally great from the Radiant squad, as there's another smoke, and second smoke in about 30 seconds from Tunisia. Are they really gonna catch this Dragon Knight? Seems so.
Well, they have pure damage from the Death Ward.
Oh yeah, Google should be dead. But the magic missile comes in nicely, but that means there's no stop for the Death Ward if needed. But Conan isn't even gonna use that. He was just walking forward and backwards with the Voodoo Restoration, trying to see if there's TP's attempts to help this DK, who was the most farmed hero for Libya.
Yeah, closely followed by Lifestealer and Hoodwink. 6k lead now in 12 minutes. It's getting to the point where just having enough damage output to kill a hero is going to become a problem. So they got to stop the bleeding while they still can. The Hoodwink has a lot of work to do.
1,000 gold away from having the Maelstrom, and that is gonna be really good for X. But it's also minute 12, Black. It's minute 12, and we still have barely level 5 hit on the Vengeful Spirit, and Techies doesn't have his 6. It's been so often in this qualifier when we see the teams not contesting the Wisdom Runes, and then they get punished for the next 10 minutes when their supports are completely out of the game.
Been a big problem for many of the teams, 100%. They're not really prioritizing the Wisdom Runes too much. And even if you don't get the Wisdom Runes, that's a big difference between amateur teams and the big pro teams. Yeah, supports will struggle every now and then, but you gotta make sure as a core that they actually get to level 6 as well. You know, you gotta give them a lane. You just gotta make sure that they get the ultimates, because without that, you can't do anything.
Masterpiece bottom.
No blink they got on the DK though.
I mean,
they actually want to fight this. They're going to turn around. We're going to have a charge.
They're under the observer on the cliff.
Oh, now they're the ones running away.
Okay, Kashi gets reality rifted and obliterated, and look at the Nether Strike connecting onto the Techies. He's now level 6, pops a proximity mine, but now the chain stun, he will fall. Then Requiem as Soul gets stunned by the Dragon Tail Stone. Hold it for a second, but the Death Ward will follow suit with the damage. And it's a Harpy Lifestealer trying to run away. Action gets completely, well, splattered into the floor. It's the Lifestealer, but the only life that was stolen was his.
Tragic ending for his story. I'll not be writing any books about that one. Stone taking the mid tower, going for the usual build up as well. The Kaya, Yasha, of course, in this patch increasing the cast speed by 25%, which is quite massive. Google still trying to figure out best way to farm his Blink Dagger. We're gonna go on him again. It's a lot of damage. Ow, ow, ow.
At least the Blink's in cooldown, so he can't keep on chasing, and the charge was not available. Nether Strike also on cooldown, so Tunisia is still very respectful of this lineup from from Libya, because it's still, they have so many stuns, and until you get BKBs, you can't reliably be killing them. You overcommit, you get chain stunned from the magic missile, blast off onto 2, bushwhack onto 3, dragon tail, and then the damage will come in eventually. You have a very solid lead, but not as big as we've seen in the rest of the tournament, and this is where we see it. Magic missile into bushwhack sharpshooter, bish bash bosh. Now the CK is alone, 1 versus 4. He doesn't have the Shadow Fiend coming in with the assist. Requiem of Soul available, doesn't use it just yet. Cancun below to half HP, and look at the proc from the Maelstrom of X's coming through. The bushwhack is pitch perfect to stop the Requiem from connecting, and it's gonna allow the Dragon Knight to get a double kill as Libya has awakened into the series.
Massive gold swing. It's over 5,000 gold the other way. It's what we spoke about before. It's not easy to stage a comeback, but once you manage to, the gold swings in the current patch are absolutely massive. Like getting 6k gold from this one fight like this. Look at DK. He's got his. He didn't even go for Blink. What did he go for? A mage there first. Okay, interesting decision. Not a bad item by any means, but Lifestealer is very close to his Radiance now. This now opens up the game a lot for the Libya side as we take another quick look at the Lifestealer kill from before.
Yeah, I mean, and I was just telling you can't be too overzealous before you get BKBs because you get chain stunned, and then Tunisia wanted to show the viewers at home that's exactly how you get chain stunned and lose 3 heroes. As, we just missed, I think the Lifestealer got caught farming in the dire jungle, so I wanted to say this Lifestealer would get more and more HP as he gets the last hits, but losing his Lifestealer is not going to be good. Google very tanky. Steve trying to get with a turnaround kill with a proximity mines, but now the stolen ones from the Rubik will allow them with the long range damage to get Zanetti's mega kill streak.
Again, very good trade for the Libya side. They're not fully online yet. Lifestealer will still need some time to farm up his Radiance, but once that's up, yeah, they're in a good shape to fight back. Tunisia is really giving them a couple of opportunities to make the game a little bit more even again. But be careful, we know Libya can play Dota.
Absolutely. They've shown it a few times now. This Hoodwink will accelerate a lot his farm that he's been having the Maelstrom for a few solid minutes at this point, Black. And there doesn't seem to be any BKB in sight soon for Tunisia. The Shadow Fiend is going for a rather greedy build, I would say. But it's also a Shadow Fiend in this current patch. You really want to have these, items to jump in and obliterate your team fights with the Requiem. So I don't necessarily hate it. I'm just saying that that's his lose condition if he gets caught multiple times by stuns.
It is, and stuns they have an abundance of on the Radiant side. So gotta be really careful. No BKB gaming means you have to play perfectly at all times. It's very difficult for even the best players in the world to do so.
Look at the commit, charge into Nether Strike, Shadow raises 2, 3, as the bashes continue to push the DK closer and closer to the range of the Stone SF.
Yeah, it always feels terrible to die like that. Stealing away the DD rune as well. Well, amplified damage rune, sorry.
Yeah, of course, how dare you, Mr. Dominic. Now, oh, look at his hoodie. Right. He's got a Crystallis as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting item build-up.
Level 12 already as well. That's pretty solid, I would say. This is what you usually see on the position 4 Hoodwink at about minute 35. When you're mid laner, you can get out way sooner. But Dota Plus doesn't really care about all this. They think 9k gold lead, they've got the SF, they got the top 3 network farmers. This is going to be easy peasy. Stony actually uses the amplified damage. I thought he might keep it for a while longer, but, maybe wanted to bottle up or something.
Yeah, that's why we don't do the thinking, we do the casting. Because we don't know what's going on in their heads. Maybe just wanted to do the calm a little bit faster. Now that it also amplifies spell damage. Who knows?
And now they're getting in the pits, that's why they used it. They were not afraid. As we take a look at the inventory of the Spirit Breaker, who's got a full Octarine completed on top of the Midas with pre-minute 20. Unbelievable. The charges are going to be relentless, non-stop, I can even say. As I look at him, just charging to clear the creep wave. And Zanetti is having a really good game with a 5-1 and 8 scoreline.
He's been playing very well this entire game, pretty much. He had one overstep in the mid, but nobody plays perfect. We already said that. Everybody's allowed to make a couple of mistakes. Of course, some are more crucial than others. This death was actually very costly because he had a nice streak going the other way. Are they gonna try to continue to push the top lane? It's very risky. SF is close to his BKB. They probably want to wait for that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Blink Dagger on the Chaos Knight.
I think they want to set up to steal the Tormentor as well, which is gonna be quite a very well. It's gonna be a big painful loss for Libya, who would like to have the double magic missile or the reactive taser on the allies from the techies. So if they're gonna allow this tier 2 to fall without being contested, okay, 45 gets used, buying themselves a bit more time, but the Lifestealer doesn't want to join up. I think he's just purchasing his Radiance from the opponent secret shop.
Very interesting. BKB is now completed as well on Stone, which means it should be a lot easier to fight. Venge can still cancel it, of course, with the swap. But yeah, gold lead perhaps up back to roughly 9k. 10k now. Slowly maintaining and building the lead as they have before. Now who's gonna get the shard?
Another shield rune. I feel like it's like the fourth shield rune I have on this Shadow Fiend. And it's good that they managed to get it from themselves. Reactive Taser on teammates is going to be really good to stop some of the right clicks of this CK.
Radiant structures are fortified.
What is the CK going for? He could also use a BKB. Maybe even a heart. We've seen that a couple of times. Stone is clicking at the tower. There isn't really a whole lot I can do to deter them from this, I guess. Although this is the problem now. You know, now you really wish you had the ult which took the heal. Heal up all your teammates.
But like, if you don't go for the Voodoo Restoration, you still have the actual heal, right? The just dies. Acre shot damage, sometimes you don't calculate because you're not used to a Hoodwink dealing so much damage. Usually that's a support, plus the Wave of Terror from the Vengeful reducing a lot of your armor. So now the smoke up, the blink is available for Google. It's just the Lifestealer's not with them, but the Shadow Fiend is walking into the Lifestealer. Stone has an Invis rune and a Rage under the Sentry. This is a big mistake, overstepping into the vision on the high ground, and the Shadow Fiend falls back to back. He had the Aegis 20 seconds ago.
3k gold the other way. Massive death. This is why you have to be so careful. Like the rubber band mechanic in Dota and the current iteration of Dota is so massive. It literally got just 1200 gold off that one kill. Now they get map control. They're looking for more. Lifestealer is in prime shape fight now as well. If he doesn't get orchid. Careful of the supports.
We should be
fine.
We should be fine.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And it's gonna be Conan getting the Voodoo Switcheroo, which is, by the way, one of my favorite shard names, I think. Voodoo Switcheroo. Just sounds cool.
That sounds like an open AI or ChatGPT kind of name. Hey, give me a good name for this ability.
Oh, he's still holding the Grease, by the way, the Grish, the Gri, the you know, the item. He's still holding it for now. 631 gold, and he died twice. That's why he doesn't have much more gold. 24 minutes for 600 gold. I don't know, man. That's not ideal.
I'm gonna hold it next time I play Witch Doctor until I get like a whole item from it. I'm gonna keep running into the opponents and keep dying all the time. I'm gonna fill it up with some goody, juicy gold.
I like that.
With the minefield.
Goody, juicy
a lot of mine.
gold.
Don't go up, don't go up.
Google almost connected there onto the Chaos Knight, as we're gonna get a quick pause, hopefully to sort out any minor issues that might have occurred. But, you know, the early lead that Tunisia had was about 6 to 8k at minute, what was it, 11? And since then, Libya is holding on to that, only 7,000, so Tunisia cannot manage to get further ahead, and it doesn't surprise me because look at it, Black. It's a Radiance Lifestealer farming, it's a Maelstrom Hooding getting a lot of last hits. They are quite good at flash farming, whereas the Chaos Knight is good at killing creeps, but not mass creeps.
Sounds about right, but the biggest, well, gold influx has really been the high kill streak kills that they've gotten.
Yeah, I see.
Because, I mean, they killed the Spirit Breaker, right? He was worth 1,000 because the SF was worth 1,000. Even the Ruby kill was worth over 1,000 as well. And now that all the streaks are gone, it probably won't be as, impactful to make consecutive mistakes. But what do we see now? Smoke movement out.
Radiant's middle
What can they
tower is
catch?
under attack.
Blink Dagger on Chaos Knight, so he's leading the charge. Can he catch anything? Or is it charge on the Hoodwink?
Kashi, he stopped the Reality Rift. He could have connected that, but the Glimmer came after the Reality Rift got pump faked.
I'm surprised he didn't try to jump the Hoodwink there.
I'm also very surprised for similar reasons, but now the telekinesis into the death ward. Look at the damage, Black. It's coming through and it's coming hot. And that's going to be the Vengeful Dying and the X Hoodwink following soon into the grave. 40 seconds ahead. Does have the buyback. Does have the buyback.
Nah, that's a nice symphony of skills. Actually, the Witch Doctor jumping in first. He's like, well, CK, if you're not going to do it, I will.
I love this build.
It's very interesting. Very, very ballsy. Like, he knows he's the boss of the gym.
For how long have we been saying we want to see a Witch Doctor core Black? It's been at least, well, at least this qualifier. We've been begging for someone to do it. This is, I think, as close as we're gonna get it, as we get the Infest Bomb. They're getting ready to set up. Google jumps ahead, but the disengage comes in time. Tunisia will not get caught on their back foot, as they are now retreating, going to hit some more creeps and squeeze out even more of the map. Potentially even waiting for the next Roshan, who will be up in, well, anywhere between 4 and 7 minutes.
Yeah, also got the tower, which of course gives him more map control. We see an instant smoke out, which is pretty predictable because all the lanes are pushing in right now. Generally, before you smoke, you want to push out all the lanes so the enemy can't predict your movement as easily. So this smoke shouldn't really result in any sort of damage. Any item updates? So CK is going for that BKB, of course. Very nice. Axe next on the Shadow Fiend. Got a couple of good items coming up. For the Lifestealer, Sanj Yasha. Okay, it's pretty standard nowadays. Going for the Agons next, actually, which is very interesting. It allows you to infest an enemy and they're disarmed during the duration.
That is one of the reasons this Lifestealer was played so much in 7.356D or 7.3.5D or whatever the patch was, because the Aghanim was such a I mean, it was a really strong item. What else is there to say, right? And if he could get on top of the Shadow Fiend, he could really punish him, as he does not seem to intend on getting a Black King. Oh, he has a Black King. Well, never mind. I was looking at the quick buy. Shadow Fiend has a BKB, but even still, I believe you can still pierce him with that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I did it way before any pro did it, you know. My stream was laughing at me, or this build sucks. I was like, nope, it's the next big thing. And then it became the next big thing. Such a fun way to play in pubs too. Oh, careful, Sinetti. Okay, playing it cautiously. I like that a lot. Hoodwink showing bottom. Now it's dangerous for them to be top. Play too many lanes at once.
Kashi would love to finish his Solar Crest so he can protect his Lifestealer a bit more. Also, he would love to get his level 12 for that extra range, Nether Swap and lower cooldown. He really needs to stay around like someone claiming it. Minute 28 Wisdom Rune might get him, well, would get him his dream of having the double points in Nether Swap. But who's gonna claim that? Let's see. X seems to be heading that way with the Hoodwink currently.
Snatching it, of course. That's what we core players do all the time. Roshan is already up at the Dire's side. They don't have great Roche killers though on the Radiant. They're gonna attempt it anyway. It's gonna take a while.
I mean, this is a
fast.
very fast spawn, I gotta say, Black. It's incredibly fast. The Roshan timer reset about, what, 25 seconds ago? So maybe Tunisia will not expect it. Of course, they will hear the roar, because this is the second Roshan, but they're taking their sweet time to go in that direction, and it's below half HP. They do have the teamfight spells, but they don't really feel confident enough to come contest. This would be massive if Action can get it.
You can't give away Aegis and Cheese for free.
I don't know what you're doing.
You have 30k gold lead. Interesting.
It's too late.
Don't know why they're so afraid. Maybe they don't know how far ahead they are.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Highway robbery coming in from Libya, as Tunisia right now, though having the lead, like you said, in the network department, they will be having to play on the back foot well for the next 5 minutes. And if you're Libya, this is not looking too bad for you. You do have a Lifestealer, a Dragon Knight that could take you in the ultra late game. We've seen the DK be played from position 1 carry over the last few months, Black, right? So maybe if they continue to scale, they might have the upper hand later.
You also got a Hoodwink on top of that, right?
Yeah.
Scaling very well. Actually, a Hoodwink is super late game, can deal some absurd amount of damage as well. So yeah, I don't like that they're taking the foot off the gas. I really think they should be pressuring more and making sure that the network fleet they have is not actually dwindling. Because they're way stronger right now. Yeah, the Aegis is a bit annoying, but even with that Aegis, I don't think they're gonna lose the fight.
They're smoked up. They know they've got the advantage. The lead is there. They're putting a very unconventional observer word that doesn't ever get deworded in that angle, but nobody wants to come defend tier 2, and you shouldn't. If you're Tunisia, you should let it fall, and that's what they're doing. Very good calculated play. They're trying to actually push the waves mid and bottom, so they force some TPs back. That would obviously mean you're buying more time of the Roshan, and Cancun still feels very confident. I believe he's working towards his Bloodthorn as well. He will have level 18 soon. And look at Zanetti. We're talking about confidence. This Spirit Breaker, how often do you see a Spirit Breaker like hitting your tier 3?
Easy tower. Disengage. They have a swap. Oh, Q actually got destroyed in the backline.
Yeah, but that was a BKB on the Dragon Knight, and if I'm not wrong, that was the 9-second BKB to only kill a Rubik. It's a victory, but it's not a big victory for the Radiant, as Rubik will be back in 30 seconds and BKB in cooldown for over a minute, and you wasted the biggest one of them for this. I don't know how I feel about that, Black.
Probably got a little bit spooked because there were a lot of heroes backing him up. But, you know, it's kind of like a black hole. Better use it and then never use it. What are we seeing here? Spirit Breaker. Woo! Choo-choo! Pushing in the bot lane once more. Easy push out there as well as they're pushing out the top. But again, I don't like that they're necessarily dodging all these fights. I still think they're stronger overall.
You think so? Even if they're playing into Aegis Cheese?
Yeah, I do believe so, especially now that the BKB's on cooldown.
Okay, I mean, that's true. Google did use his BKB, that's a good point. Action now. Oh my goodness, jumping in. Speaking of action, it's Cancun on top of X, but he gets invis as the Glimmer Cape comes in and the BKB on the scales line. And look at the Aghanim Shard. Invested Scepter from the Lifestealer, and that was a beautiful swap from Cancun's CK. Well, two Cancun CK, but the Death Ward does so much damage! That was a Dragon Knight, and that is another strike as the Lifestealer is about to fall. The cheese was even used from the DK, and he still dies somehow. Unbelievable damage flying in out of this Witch Doctor. It's now a killing spree. Triple kill for Stone, but no. My apologies, the cheese was not used.
That's what I've been looking for, though. Like, they're so strong. I don't know why they're scared to fight. Like, they're way, way, way stronger at pretty much any point in these fights. SF is incredibly strong. You have CK to tank. Yeah, sure, he died, but you got a 1-for-4 trade. It's super worth it. That is actually one of the biggest weaknesses, I'd say. as we look at the replay here again, you see CK tanking up a storm, getting swapped back in momentarily as well. Zoom, here we go. But what do they have left? Nothing. SF's ult even just clips them on the side and still does a massive amount of damage. Spirit Breaker came in quite late. Like it looked a little bit discombobulated, but if you get all the pieces together, like their team fight is amazing.
I wonder why. Why did we go for that overcommit when we had no BKB on the Dragon Knight? You still had Aegis for a few more, like another minute and a half or so at that point. You could have waited for the BKB cooldown to reset and then to try that. As, my goodness, Zanetti, how are you so farmed on the Spirit Breaker? I mean, I know the answer, it's many kills and Midas plus charge gets creeps, but it's crazy to see Spirit Breaker be a hero that is turning into... This is not a rescout car, it's kind of like just a, you know, like sniper bullet. That's how I see the Spirit Breaker nowadays.
Well, what's the speed of the fastest car ever? Like 700 km/h? Around there?
As in, reached by a car, or like that could reach it, hypothetically?
No, it can't actually reach that speed. What's like the fastest car ever?
I think it was about 500, I want to say. I think under 600 kilometers per hour.
Under 600, okay. So, Spirit Breaker obviously broke the sound barrier already.
Yeah, of course.
So,
you know how they do those tests, Black? For car speeds? They fly out the car in question to, like, somewhere in the middle of Alaska or Antarctica. Like, somewhere on ice, right? And that's where they do it. Because, obviously, you get a bit of an advantage from...
Radiant are scanning.
You know, the surface being perfectly clear. And
so
then...
they're cheating.
Well, they're trying to measure it. It's the best way of measuring it, I assume. And there's no traffic and no turns, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically cheating.
Yeah, of course. Just like Witch Doctor is.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. I mean, sometimes in life you gotta cheat, you know? Nothing that can be done about that. Just like Spirit Breaker is cheating. Like, what is his movement speed? 1.4 thousand. Rookie numbers.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, 18k gold lead. They're really, really afraid, actually, still, on the Dire side. Like, they don't want to commit to any mistakes, I guess, which is why they're so cautious. But really, they're way stronger than the enemy team. Now they're finally smoked out.
They're going for it. There's a light here. It's going to be the Requiem of Soul, but destroying this Lyster that doesn't pop the Rage, and Rage to get a double kill. It's Google Kakashi. It's only Kashi, not Kakashi falling. That's the wrong reference. And now the Guardian Greaves from the Witch Doctor to keep his teammates even healthier. He still has the Gree, but no buyback for any of the Radiant heroes, as this first set of racks will fall, and I don't think it's going to be the only one.
Ooh, nice.
Jumping ahead.
Nice dodge there.
Conando is fearless on the Witch Doctor. X is trying his best to hide in the tree line. BKB scurry, TP out, back to Fountain, forcing the BKB out of stone, and he gets back to safety. That is a bit of a small victory. They're buying themselves a bit more time, but the Witch Doctor blinks away as he was about to get farmed and hit. Now Sharpshooter and Raze connects. Gleipnir doesn't matter. X falls, and the second set of racks will most likely be played.
Happy that they finally found it in them. Courage to fight. Oh, the bounces. Those are sick. No buyback revenge. Tech has one. See if he commits it or not. But yeah, this game is now reaching the unwinnable territory.
Tier 4s are getting knocked at. And this is one of those moments when you don't have the big teamfight AoE, you don't have the Enigma Black Hole to, you know, hit 4 and hopefully kill them all. It's you're gonna have to give away mega creeps and try to play from that angle behind, but this is pretty much Tunisia guaranteeing themselves the first map of the series and second place in this qualifier. But as I say that, the buyback from the tech is they're actually separating, and Cancun will fall, especially after using his BKB.
And Roche is up.
Oh, never mind. I just jinxed them.
Critical error they made. But even so, I think SF actually has everything he needs in order to fight that still. Level 25 now. He's really strong.
And the Ags is completed, by the way. I mean, it's been completed for a while. He also not only has level 25, but another 5,000 gold in the bank, Black.
Ooh, Zanetti!
He's too confident!
Greedy.
No, look at how much gold that is! 1,800 gold swing from a single kill. This Spirit Breaker is so massive. Well, was before he fell. And that is a back-to-back position 1 and position 3 dying from the Tunisian squad. And they're not even going to check Roshan. They want to test if they have buybacks. They want to force a Spirit Breaker buyback here.
Gotta be careful though, they committed their own buybacks as well. So if they get caught, they lose another team fight.
Lifestealer has a buyback. No, they only use the Tekis buyback. It's not that deep.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're forcing a 40. I think this might be enough. Take the 40 and then go Roshan. No? They're not leaving, Black.
And one of these have to equalize the Rex count, they say.
This Rubik is essentially a full dragon, by the way. It's the dragon form and the dragon ball. That's funny. And now the Requiem of Soul coming in, but the Rage comes in at the right moment in time, and now Tanfoon cannot deal enough damage as he invests into the opponent's Shadow Fiend. Google is jumping ahead, and now you're trying to kill the Shadow Fiend. He doesn't have anything, but he does have the Refresher. Where did he buy that one? Nobody saw it coming, not even us. And that is what's needed to turn the fight around and get 3 kills. Now, Action tries to run away, but he doesn't have any other rage for 12 seconds, gets pursued, does have the infest as we're jumping away back to see the replay.
Enduring himself. Is he gonna get out on the Lifestealer? Or HGP? And he's out.
But he dies! Oh, it's not him, sorry. I got Okay, amplified damage gets picked up by the Shadow Fiend, and I think they will beelining for these top racks to get the Mega Creeps, or at least, I think we should get Mega Creeps and then Aegis, right? Buyback from the Dragon Knight. This should maybe deter them from going for the tier 4s.
Or just go. Hack it.
Action down to half HP, the swap coming in the last time, but the Nether Strike pushing him back into his teammate, the infest onto the DK, but he falls, and it's gonna be the Lifestealer 1 versus 5, bashed and done and dusted as Tunisia. With the first map victory of the series, they claim the second spot. Well, the second spot, the second place of this qualifier.
Yeah, so practically, and yes, they're gonna play it out, of course, but practically the series is now over. The decision has been made. Tunisia second place, Egypt first. Any chance Libya can stick a third over Ivory Coast, or are they already third confirmed?
I think Ivory Coast won a single match, and Tunisia and Libya both won 2. So no matter what, Libya is gonna be on the podium.
All right, so Libya third, Tunisia second, Egypt first. Gonna be our final standing for this.
Yes. Again, but this is, maybe I might be wrong here, as I don't know exactly which one I'm following, but it says Libya and Tunisia have 2 victories and 1 loss, right? Before coming into this game today. Does that make sense?
Libya beat Ivory Coast, and yeah, they all beat Ivory Coast, and Morocco lost all their games.
Wait a minute. So this means, in theory, Libya is still fighting for second place. Then, right?
Well, if they both have 2 wins, then yeah.
Ah.
It would mean exactly that.
What a plot twist, ladies and gentlemen. So there's still plenty to play for in this silver medal matchup of the North African qualifiers for the DOTA 2 IESF, as we will be sending it to a short break, but we will return with potentially the last map of the 2024 African qualifiers. Stay tuned.
Or Libya, you mean, right?
Yeah, of course. To change it up so they can maybe take us to a game 3.
Okay, what would I like to see? Honestly, the draft was not terrible. It just didn't like synergize super well. So if they want to keep in their comfort, obviously, which is just what they showed us with these lanes and everything, it can work out. But a lot of these heroes, they weren't really meta to begin with.
Yep.
And you got to make sure that you actually pick heroes. I keep saying that because it's so important to win the lane. If you don't win the lane in Dota, Dota becomes incredibly hard. So I'd say just focus on your early game, focus on strong lanes. Because if you win 2 or even 3 lanes, the game becomes incredibly easy to play.
That's a very nice thought process. Win your lanes, win your games. That you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, our squads are actually going to convert them as well. As I really want to see some spice. I feel like it's been so long since we've seen these teams in day one banning the Broodmothers, and I think we even saw one meeple ban at one point. Let them cook, right? Like you said, they are not going to qualify to the World Esports Championships, and yes, second, third place is a big difference, but let them pull out a Tinker. Let them pull up the meeple. Come on, guys. It's now or never where you get to shine in the bright stage, especially when you one game down. What else do you have to lose?
I agree. If you got something up your sleeve, do it now. There's no other time to do it.
No Templar Assassin and no Shadow Fiend. I'm glad to not see the Shadow Fiend again. And you predicted that. You said we're going to see it game 1, and that will be it for today.
Yeah, it's an incredibly strong hero. Every time the hero's in the game, you just see how overpowering it can be. The Requiem of Souls ability is way too good now. It's been buffed way too many times.
Random thought, Black. What do you think about? I mean, it's completely unrelated to our conversation. I was just trying to think of other combos, like classic, Void, like Chronosphere, Requiem outside of Chronosphere. I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts of the second facet on the Faceless Void, the one that creates the parameter that slows everything down? Do you think that's just a meme from Valve?
Oh, you mean the time zone thing?
That's
the projectiles.
The one. Yeah.
Good question. I think it might just be. I mean, I can see cases where it actually outshines Chronosphere.
Okay. Such as?
If you're like a support void or something.
If you are a support, yeah, that happens. Of course, that happens.
We've seen some support voids. We have. +5 voids. We've seen that. But other than that, like Chronosphere is just a hard stun for 5 seconds, which is always superior. Like, how can you outshine a 5-second disable through BKB? You know? It's like, the fast, it doesn't make much sense. The cooldown is way too long. Yeah, it's I mean, like the other spell is the other fast is just also kind of ridiculous though. You literally have 1 second of immunity. Like what is that? How is that allowed?
I don't think it should be allowed. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a random thought. We're not gonna see a void here, guys. Don't worry.
I hope we do. Now that I look at that facet again, dude, that facet is so broken. You're just immune to damage for 1 second. Why?
It's too much. I think it's too much. I think. Let me think about that one. I'll come back to you, Black. I'll try to understand what the thoughts behind putting that in the game in itself were. As we're gonna get the Timbersaw and the Tiny, this hero that you've been saying as well. Such a strong hero. Teams played it in day 1, and then I think we had 1 game since, so I'm glad to see Tunisia get the hands on it here. But the Timbersaw is really good versus the Tiny.
It is. At the same time, though, you can always just shift it to a support Tiny, and then you don't really care about Timbersaw at all.
Makes sense.
I want to see Medusa. I keep saying that. Medusa lanes so well into that Timbersaw. Incredibly easy lane. And especially the way these teams play, like more defensively and a little bit slower. Medusa is the perfect hero for the match.
Did you sign to Timbersaw? Yeah, that's nice. I think that's nice. They're taking a bit of time to get their a second ban here for Tunisia. Well, to start their first set of second bans, as Libya have taken out the Monkey King yet again.
Monkey King, of course, a very strong lane against the Timbersaw. So they wanna, I guess, guarantee that Timber has a decent lane. Io. Wow. That's a new one.
Is this like a counter pick to the Tiny, so you don't get Tiny IO'd?
We haven't really seen Tiny IO though in a long time. Like Tiny isn't really reliant on IO anymore. IO is always a strong hero in my opinion. The hero concept is pretty busted. So I mean I like it. Witch Doctor and Rubik, that's a very strong support duo. And obviously, if you have problems with someone being too tanky, just pick the Doctor with the pure damage Water Maledict.
How is this hero still making his way through the draft? This time it wasn't even first pick; it went through the second pick phase. I don't know.
It's an incredibly strong hero, for sure. We'll see how much you can do this time. But it also kind of locks in Tiny as a carry.
Is AA a way of countering Witch Doctor? No, because he doesn't heal his teammates anymore. No, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, you don't really need to counter Witch Doctor. You just have to accept that
He will destroy
does
you.
what he does.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I see that. Okay, Jakiro. We saw this in the first series of the day. The hero didn't look that bad, but we have the Io Marcy combo, which I've seen a lot at the end of 735. I haven't seen it at all on 736. On the end of 735, the teams in South America loved this combo. Io Marcy completely was dominating lanes and converting into victories. So it's not a bad look for Libya. The only doubt I have is you're running this into a Tiny. And the point of an Io Marcy is to jump on any of the cores of the opponents and just burst them with the Unleash. Tiny is not that easy to be killed.
Definitely not, yeah. With the craggy exterior, it's the combo I've seen as well. As you said, there's definitely potential there. I mean, Timbersaw has a ton of damage as well for the Tiny, so maybe he'll be helping out there. But yeah, I'm very excited to see this because none of these teams have showed this at all. And as we said, if there's a time to pack it out, now's the time.
This Tiny doesn't really have a steroid yet either. In the form of the Ogre, who's not going to make his way here. It was banned previously when we saw a Tiny to not allow him have it. It's going to be the Centaur. Oh, that's good. That's good. Especially as you want to, you get relocated on, Stampede run away. That's perfect.
And he's a Blade Mail builder too, which could potentially be good against the burst damage that Timbersaw and Marcy deal. Although picking Centaur into Timbersaw is also very brave, because obviously Timbersaw's Q is going to decimate you. Rubik Centaur lane, amazing though. It's very hard to stand toe-to-toe with Marcy Io though. They heal each other, they give each other bonus damage, bonus region, bonus attack speed. It's a very strong dual lane combination. And I wonder... Wait, like if they really heal each other that much,
yes,
it's gonna be incredibly difficult to really do much against them. And they're both university heroes. They're very smart.
So you really prefer the Libya draft this far? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if I prefer it, but I like to see it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, I agree with that. That is a good statement. And they seem to have a bit of a better game plan than previously. Io Marcy running in, it's quite a classic. Well, classic. Marcy's a rather new Dota hero. You know what I mean. It works out very, very nicely. And I don't think Centaur deals that well with them either in lane if you're pairing them up together, which I assume you will.
Yeah, I don't think Centaur does. And again, it's just this infinite amount of sustain sounds very scary on paper in a lane. I haven't seen this lane in a long time, but just in theory, it should be ridiculously strong.
Banning
What do
the
we need from
puck.
our mid lane from Tunisia?
A lot of mid laners have been banned out, including the Huskar, like Lesh, Puck, Storm, SF, Templar, Monkey. It's maybe a Wind Ranger.
Libya's draft is very scary because they have last pick as well. And their two side lanes are looking very strong. So I really overall like this Libya draft. If they get a strong last pick, they might have outdrafted Tunisia. Let's see what they last pick though. They have 30 seconds left.
It's really confused as well. I think this is the most uncomfortable we've seen them in a draft since day one when they played Egypt. This
Isn't
could be
much left.
They could switch Tiny mid and go for the Medusa here. I wouldn't hate that.
They could do that, yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all either. I don't like the fact that they lane Tiny against Timbersaw and they just like accept that.
Wow.
Oh, Void Spirit. I mean, we've seen that earlier today. It looked very good there. It has, of course, the silence with the axe. But there's a lot of counters to this hero.
Yeah, but there's not that much reliable luck. I think that's why they probably went for one of the Spirit Brothers.
Yeah, pretty much none. I mean, they could just pick Ember Spirit if they wanted to. Like, Ember Spirit is really good here against the Void Spirit as well. What other options are there? I mean, you could just go back for like a safer choice. Like Dragon Knight does very well. Invoker is playable. They have a decent amount of options.
Invoker is very good here, actually. I mean, he's gonna dispel the Void Spirit. He can dispel or halt the Stampede or disengage or engage. Invo is good, and then you get a bit more extra global presence that you get from the IO. So IO, Marcy, relocate, rebound on top of someone, Sunstrike. Alacrity on top of the Marcy sounds pretty good to me as well. More team fight from the Meteor, Tornado, and all of that. With you get the shard for the EMP. You pull them back into the Macro Pyre. Oh, Timber mid then.
Could be Night Stalker mid.
Could be. Yeah, they both work well. And I think Night Stalker V is very good at chasing down the Void Spirit.
Yeah, it looks like Timber mid though. Which is... I don't like that at all. Like, they had the perfect counter to Tiny in the lane, and then they decided, well, I don't want to do that. And now they actually give Tiny a decent lane against Night Stalker. I don't know why they did that. They kind of just... Like, Night Stalker lays perfectly well against White Spirit. There's no problem there. I like the pick. I don't like the way they set up the lanes.
We have seen a team that picked heroes. I think it was Egypt, if I'm not wrong, in day one that they put their offlane, their mid, and their mid on the offlane. So maybe that's what Libya's doing here, and it's just more of a comfort pick. Action likes playing the Night Stalker, and X likes the Timbersaw. I could see that happening as well. But overall, I think they have the slight advantage still. I think they could have done it even better, but draft pick-wise, I'm going to give them a 55% edge. And I'll say that they could take this to a game number 3. That's my prediction.
I like the draft as well. And it's pretty unconventional, so I wouldn't mind a game 3 as well. Winning this game, would breathe some new life into some people's minds. Potentially, because you don't always need to just follow the meta strictly to win Dota. That's what the game's always been about,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's see. So Medigun,
but
he didn't actually go for Medigun.
You also have like this Night Stalker Dark Ascension chasing around the map with the IO potential relocate of the Marcy. So it's gonna be really, really cool to see how they manage to synergize together.
Yeah, as I said, I haven't seen this combo in quite a while. All allied couriers gain 3 bonus levels and 1 bonus health. Such an interesting innate ability.
Woke up only for the Tunisians. Black, they are setting up for the bottom bounty rune, but so are the Libyans. So is the Libyan squad. As I mean, man, only seeing Conan back on this Witch Doctor makes me wonder why let it through. Hopefully, Libya will not end up regretting that mistake, or well, forgetting about the Witch Doctor. Yeah, that's a mistake in itself.
30
As
seconds to battle.
wait, I was just realizing, am I losing my mind? Oh no, it's fine. Action is in the offlaner. I was about to say they might be sending the Marcy IO on the offlane, but I don't think that's the case. Just ignore me, guys.
Yeah, I've always been doing that.
Oh no, thanks, bro.
They're just walking up the hill. We know
What
from
is this
which one
play?
is here.
His fire connects onto multiple players, but look at the sustain, the heal, and the damage from the Dr. X. He doesn't have the Timber Chain, and he will end up falling to Cancun's tiny.
4 bounty runes though for Daya, so they actually end up winning out on that.
Oh, I like that. That's good. But okay, now the Observer word gets rewarded, so they get something back in exchange. Still, falling on the Timber Saw here, very overconfident from X. I don't really understand why he was so far up by himself. But let's see. Timber Soul Void Spirit is one of these lanes that you don't see that often in mid lane, so hopefully none of the two players is familiar with the matchup, so it's not going to be able to run away with it that easy. But this is going to be, like you said, Cancun punishing this Night Stalker bottom as you expect.
It's a tough lane for Night Stalker, and we'll see how he comes out of this laning phase. Out of, as I said, preferred the other way around much more. But you just see the sustain in the top lane. Ridiculous amount of heal.
Timbersaul's very nicely doing, like holding the creeps to not get under the tower range, only missing one, but that will mean he is gonna maintain the high ground advantage, which is not that important when you're playing in a melee v melee, but still something nice to be under the range of your tower.
Google has... Okay, now he did it. He forgot to put the sidekick on his ally. Now they both have life leech and bonus damage. And of course the extra heal and attack speed from IO. This lane in theory sounds very, very potent.
This is probably the least amount of action we got in kill-wise at minute 2 all day, which, again, minute 2 you don't see that much action usually, but today we've seen plenty of it.
Yeah, surprisingly. Because the lanes are usually a little bit slower, as you said, but not today. Our lane's looking tiny, is doing very well. Night Stalker is also gonna catch up under the tower here. Wow.
I'm really surprised to see Zanetti actually getting so many last hits already, because I've seen Marcy's at level 1 to completely punish Centaurs, but maybe that's why they're pulling the wave now. They'll get back as Kashi falls to Cancun and Conan.
Is under attack.
Man, this Witch Doctor is way too strong for less support level 1 and level 2. I hate it so much, but at least he's running out of mana for now. Something is coming on the courier to him, though.
Well, you know what you're getting into. You know, it's not like it's a surprise that we're gonna pick it.
Can you see a Timbersaw solo kill this Void Spirit if Void Spirit just got called without the pulse?
Yeah, but usually it takes like level 6 for that to really happen. Because that's when Timber gets a slow, gets the burst damage. But either way, solo kills in mid lane in an even matchup like this, they usually only happen if one player massively missteps. Oh, look at the pressure they're putting on top lane. There's so much damage. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting to see. As we have another blood grenade on to Kashi bot. Wait, is this a replay or are we... I swear this has just happened like a second ago.
It's a live replay.
What? Kashi? Am I... I'm genuinely confused. Was that a replay or did we just repeat the same thing step by step?
Same thing, step by step.
That's crazy, bro. Like, the key of being good in competitive anything is learning from your mistakes. You can't be doing this type of stuff. Also, why is X trying to chase Stone down? You're never catching up to this Void Spirit, my friend.
Oh, let's give him a couple of slaps. You know, show him who's the boss of the gym.
And because of that, he missed 2 last hits. Is that worth it?
We don't talk about that. We talk
of
about
course.
authority here, you know?
Asserting dominance, I see.
That's right. You walk into the room and you're the boss.
When is the last time you worked out, Black?
Today.
Oh, wow. What'd you do?
It was chest. I do like opposite workouts nowadays, so today I did chest and back.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
It's super time efficient too. Definitely recommend that. Can't say you don't have time for the gym if you're just doing quick workouts, you know?
Well, how is your recovery like? And you'll see where I'm going with this question in a second.
Well, Kashi did that again. He kind of just ran to the tower. But despite all that, the team's still holding the gold lead, so...
Tell me how's the...
not all
Bro,
bad.
I was going for a good joke, man. You can't just ignore my question like that, Black. I'll cry.
Right. What,
Anyway.
I thought you were gonna talk about the game first and then bring it up. What's up?
No, it's fine. Keep going, because Google is really gonna probably get the skill on Q. Actually has the Lotus and the Fairy Fire, so no, Google will be fine now. Thanks, a few tower hits. The joke I was about to ask is about the recovery, or if you should change the name of recovery to restoration, because we only see voodoo restoration. But like, I can't even. Just let's fine.
Let you cook?
No, it's okay. It's fine,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm letting you cook for now. My Timber is 6 now, so double chakram. Ouch! It's a pain. Yo, Conan, you're burning.
But look at the heal, bro. He's healing so much. He's gonna survive. Okay, finally the Twisted Chakram comes in flying around it, but it's gonna be at the price you have to pay with your own life as a mid laner. X, I know you hate the Witch Doctor. I feel like at this point we all do, but you can't throw your life for it. At least not like that. Not like now.
I'm gonna keep saying it. Despite all that, they're still holding on to the gold lead, so they're still in a decent position. I can't believe they both just stood in the chakram like that. They were like, ah. He barely died. The Twisted Chakram is also ridiculous, by the way.
I think
Weird
it's
addition.
very funky. I think it's funky. It's really good, but I like the visuals of it. Minute 7 Wisdom Runes is gonna be quite a good. See, anybody is gonna steal? No steal will be attempted. Kashi will get a hands on the Wisdom Rune, so will Q for the Radiant side. So equal trades means that the Libyan support will not be 3 levels under at minute 15 anymore.
Goodbye, Night Stalker.
The
Kashi
Walker.
careful, Kashi careful, Kashi careful. You died at this too many times.
Okay, it's happening again, Black. It's gonna be one more click and then he's gonna throw the tree, which is exactly what Cancun has done. 3 times now? I think this is the 3rd time he's killing the Jakiro, and there's like 4 times now, my bad.
Radiant's
it's,
middle
it's a
tower
little
is
tough.
under attack.
A little tough. Kashi's definitely not respecting the damage potential. Pento though, he's getting absolutely nothing.
As
So
he
as we
should.
expected, this lane
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
As he should. I don't think he should have got... I mean, like I said, I was surprised when he was up to 12 last hits, and I'm glad to see that Google realized, oh yeah, let me actually do my job and completely zone him out. Whereas down bottom, the Night Stalker, despite falling now, he's doing, well, considerably better in the last hits department. And you are down 8-1 kills, but look at the last hits. They are doing better than they ever have on Libya. As I say that, action... Okay, never mind. The caster's curse real. He gets instant rotated by stone and dies.
Action got some action.
That's good. That's funny.
You didn't sound like you laughed though. Okay, I'll take it. As one guy that I really respect once said, as long as I can laugh about my own jokes, that's all that's important.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's definitely not how you become a sociopath. I'm joking. I think that's a good philosophy, as we see Google trying to put pressure on Zanetti, and one more last hit will get him in the range of one more last hit now will get him in the range of having the unleash, and that's when the Centaur is not safe. I don't think that when we get the unleash and level 6 under IO, nobody else on the map should be safe unless they're playing with their team.
It's very scary. Yeah, like she deals so much damage, especially once she gets armored as well. Like her damage output is absolutely ridiculous. Might be the highest in the game for that portion, to be honest. Oh, action again, Witch Doctor behind you. Oh, don't pop darkness. Oh, pop darkness too. I think he's dead anyway, isn't he?
Maledict, depends how many points in Maledict, but look at the turnaround. They're jumping in, they want to get stone, and they're actually not focusing a single target. Now Action turns around and gets the kill to the Witch Doctor. It will fall to the reset of the Maledict. Stone very low HP, but has to jump away, and now they relocate out. Kashi! Okay, this time, Black, I'm gonna go as far as say that this is not Kashi's fault.
Nah, he probably felt a little bit baited there. Oh, 3-man storm at the top, but there's no support coming. Oh, now there is.
I don't
Tiny
think
is coming.
There's no more unleash. I don't think he can kill this Centaur.
What are we going for? Who are we going for? Can't decide. Who are we going for?
That was some nice separation there. 11-2, 10 minutes in the game.
Oh wow, the mastery ability means that you don't want your couriers anymore as a melee hero. Interesting.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because all couriers get +1 health.
Wow.
Radiant are scanning.
Huh,
Small bonus. I wish she had a better innate ability though. Like,
I feel like this is definitely a placeholder, right?
it has to be. Like every creep kill gives you 1 damage or something.
Yeah, that's definitely not OP, Black.
Oh, the health one is not OP? Okay.
What do you mean? Okay. 2 HP or 1 damage? Like, what?
Alright, give me like 0.2 damage then, whatever.
Okay, that's different. Fine. Maybe 0.1 or something. Maybe then. Maybe I'll see that. As we have TPs in mid. Stone is trying to solo kill X's Timbersaw, and he might just be able to do it as that was a beautiful shadow step. And Stone gets turned around. Actually pops the Resonant Pulse. Does not have that much more mana. But Q is up there, and we have the relocate coming in from Stone.
Ooh,
missing the rebound, and that's what we wanted to see. Stampede, but not enough, as we've got a beautiful pick off. 1 for 1, but a lot of stuff have been used from Libya, and now this Jakiro is getting low in HP. I don't know where he's taking damage from. Oh, he's in base. He TP'd back to safety. Fine.
Yeah, Witch Doctor attacked him very viciously with the ward. I think Marcy's underrated. I want to see more Marcy.
Well, do you think she's underrated as a core or as a support, or both?
I think... Man, I just can't get over the fact that her innate ability is so useless.
Are scanning.
Oh, Black. Can we also talk about the fact that we live in a timeline where this Witch Doctor, gets caught? I don't know where he was TPing, but that was a hell of a long TP, and he ends up paying with his life. This Witch Doctor is going for a build with not a single point in Paralyzing Cask.
Yeah, which is not something I agree with, to be honest, at least 1 level.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's something you should always get. Like, just having Disable is, it's a necessity, basically. Oh, bot lane Tiny is gonna be in trouble.
No unleash yet. I don't think he dies here.
Yeah, just throw away Google
5
and
seconds,
run away.
though? This is one of the disadvantages of playing with Io, right? He's always next to you, so he leeches a lot of XP. We saw the Marcy, despite playing very, very well, she's only level 7 to the 9 of the Tiny.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We're gonna see a relocate. We have a War Stomp soon, Hoof Stomp. Ooh. Google missed playing a little bit. He just backstepped. No, I think he actually rebounded off and away from the Centaur.
I mean, I did tell you this was gonna be what's happening, right? You're gonna get relocated, and the Stampede is the key counter to the IO, at least for the foreseeable future, until this Night Stalker can get on top of the opponents.
Yeah, that's definitely a good answer. For sure, Stone now level 11, Mage there unlocked. Tiny farming very well as well. What is his next item? Just gonna go into the shot, of
Dire's middle
course.
tower is under attack.
One of the best shots in the game.
A core Tiny, right? If you're a support Tiny, then maybe not so much.
Yeah, for sure.
The horsepower we see in full effect for Zanetti. He has very low net worth, but because he skips boots when he has horsepower, triple bracer, blink dagger, more than sufficient for him. He's still the lowest core net worth on the server. Timber has the Kaya, starting to build his Eternal Shroud, but he seems to be wanting to jump in. Okay, it's gonna be the Jakiro tanking the gank of the Radiant side.
Yeah, he's just... Kashi, I feel bad for him. He's 0-8 right now. He is definitely the guy with the target on his back. Also, as I mentioned before, look at Rubik casually rocking 43% magic res. Why not? No items.
Oh, jumping from action has
Nice.
the blink dagger, but the Stampede. You need to be on top of the Centaur now, turning around, trying to get the Witch Doctor, but look at the Zanetti jumping in, hold stomp on two, and now the damage is coming in. It's so much burst. Oh, everybody seems to fall, but X is still alive, and the Jakiro with the Macroplier killing two in the backline, and the turnaround with the Dark Ascension from action, getting the Rubik, and finally player advantage, but double avalanche. No more toss, Ice Path to slow them down. Stone doesn't want to stop. There's one more shrouded step. Jumps ahead.
Wrong direction, unfortunately. Guessed the wrong way. Ultimately, it looked pretty horrible for them, but it still went their way in the end with that nice trade. If the Night Stalker and Timber died, it's gonna be a disaster. But that didn't happen, so they're gonna be very, very happy.
Yeah, 1600 gold swing actually coming on top for the Dire side. Very, very good. And I was surprised there because that was a perfect Who Stomp turnaround from the Centaur. In the end, Zanetti, despite doing his best efforts, was still turned around.
What's Knights are gonna look for next? Probably BKB. I still like the chances of the Dire draft, to be honest. Knights are gonna be a huge problem. Because you don't really build BKB on Void Spirit.
I agree.
And you're very, I guess, Stampede reliant to get away from the Night Stalker, which is not the best thing.
Feeling good, man.
Feeling good, man.
Rite of passage. Oh, yeah.
On my way, says Action. It's going
like
for
this.
a phylactery? Oh, well, goodbye, Kashi.
This Witch Doctor is currently about 20 gold away at minute 16, so 8 minutes before last game, to the Gree, right? For the Gree to have more gold now than he had last game, because last game they were dominating and he didn't die, but now because he died he's getting more money from the Gree. It's a weird world out there, Black.
I love that item, though. Like, I would literally not sell it until it's worth 5k gold, probably.
Yeah, so never basically.
Yeah, because I'm greedy. Very greedy.
Really good, Black? Are you really that greedy?
Yeah, especially in video games.
Oh, that's fair, I guess.
Oh, Action.
Chinese Dota carry, man.
He's actually gonna get away. He has a nice position in the trees. He's gonna get unsmoked, blink away.
Nice.
Oh, they see him, they see him, they see him.
They're
Really coming in.
relocating. You wanna
Oh, you
go
gotta be
back?
careful.
Okay, they're not catching. The Stampede is very good. Very, very nicely placed. Action will get the Witch Doctor, though, so it's... Hey, it's a small kill.
I thought, to be honest, they're just gonna go on that relocate and blow them up.
Oh, he's got the Tiny. Cancun gets caught. Google is there as well. Unleash gets popped. He's gonna rebound himself in, but no. It's not gonna be a connection. As now the Shadow Blade Tiny tries to turn around. There's no more relocate out. And Google is on the... Well, he gets spotted by the tier 1 tower. There's still a tier 1 tower bottom. Wait. Every single tier 1 is still standing for the Radiant side. I just noticed. And the jump in. No more Dark Ascension. The darkness is gone. The light has arrived as Cancun, Q, Zanetti, and Stone are on the prowl. What a toss. What a damage. Unstoppable. 6 kills, 7 assists, no deaths for this Tiny.
Yeah, we mentioned before how strong Tiny can be. It's definitely a very good Tiny game still. Has an amazing farm for him. And what's really the power spike of the Marcy? So BKB is next. I assume it's going to be a lot stronger. Like, everyone's just running away from her. She doesn't get to hit. But they're going Roshan. Okay, they don't have the best Roche lineup, but I guess if you just hit him for long enough.
Radiant's top tower.
They don't
is
have a
under
tier 1
attack.
tower for the Dire to TP to contest anymore. They're scanning, Radiant scanning, passively, but
Radiant's top tower.
Dire side has nothing to do with it. 4 of the heroes are farming in their own jungle. Who takes the Aegis here? Do you give it to Cancun to maybe start hitting some more towers, or do you want to take it on the Void Spirit?
I think Tiny is good. Because he's ultimately the one hitting the building, so he'll be positioned up front, but they decided to go with the stone instead. Which also makes sense. He's more of the playmaker right now. And not nearly as survivable as the Tiny is, of course.
I guess he's slightly more elusive, right? He gets in and out. He's got the Dissimulate and the Astral Step.
Yeah, that's right.
This Io's building an Orchid. Huh.
Interesting, against the Void Spirit as well.
That's good, yeah, that's good. You said he doesn't like building BKB on the Void Spirit, so...
Agents of the void.
And he continues to farm away. We got Phylactery on Nightstalk. I don't know why. What's that for?
It works pretty funny with the Void. It's extra slow. It's a good nuke. It helps you scale up a little bit, but he's going for a 2-4-4 build, which is not something you see when you want to build a Phylactery Night Stalker. That's kind of strange.
Isn't BKB just superior, so you can actually jump in and not die?
Yes, but is it about superiority or about having fun, Black?
Yeah. I like to win my games.
When is the last time you won a Dota game?
Like today.
When is the last time you won a Pro Dota game?
A long time ago.
See, Libya won one yesterday. That's all I have to say.
You got me there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, actually, no. I beat you yesterday.
Radiant's
That
bottom
counts.
tower is under attack.
That was a competition.
No comment. No comment. Hasta luego! As there's a smoke attempt. Why is Libya smoking into an Aegis? Oh, it's because it's nighttime, Black. That is why. I think they've got what it takes with the Night Stalker, and they might just get on top of Zanetti. Blink away. Thunder God's Wrath? Nope, no Zeus, no Invoker. He will be fine, but at least they get his curry. No, action doesn't stop. The action is relentless. It is like a Tom Cruise movie. Going in and they're gonna take Conan's life instead of relocate. Do you really want to get the Centaur? Blink is available and he's gonna go into base. Okay, that was a lot of stuff. Action! Action! It's going in! Behind the tier 3! He gets it! The Phylactery, the wave, the high five, the blink dagger. He just gets away, and now the massive tips as Libya really like asserting their dominance in this map number 2.
Yeah, definitely feeling themselves a little bit. They seem to be having a lot more fun than they did in the other games, which I think I mentioned before. It's very important to just kind of relieve yourself of the feeling of pressure, you know, like play like you play a pub game, just have some fun with it, don't pressure yourself too much.
Don't pressure yourself, or did you say pleasure yourself?
Pressure.
Oh, pressure. Oh, no, sorry. I mean, I'm just asking. It's a late evening. Like I'm not hearing as well as I once was. I'm not a young lad as I were when you met me, Black. I am actually. I'm joking. And mid Stone has an arcane rune, so he doesn't care if he uses a few of his astral steps to get in and out, scout some of the opponents, spotted a timber saw. How much longer do we have on these stages? 90 seconds. Not that bad.
What does the Void Spirit say when he has no charges on ult?
I lost my legs. I don't know. What does he say?
I'm out of steps, bro.
That's good. That's pretty good, though. I like that. I'm out of steps.
Bro. Step, bro. You get it, right?
That's...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Wouldn't he say I'm out of astral step, bro? To like make it as a step, bro, not steps, bro.
I already whatever works for him, I guess. He's a pretty
He's
magical
got
one.
he's got a lot of bros. The Storm Spirit, the Ember, the Earth. You know, it's a man with a lot of bros.
Yeah, and the top tower is a tower with a lot of damage been taken. If Tiny decides to go and hit it still. They don't come back soon, the Tiny's gonna destroy it.
They have what it takes to fight here. I mean, the Dark Ascension is available. Oh, the Night Stalker still nighttime for 30 seconds. The Aegis is not 20 seconds until it dies.
Just giving up the tower like that.
Okay, what an ice bath. How did Kashi get there? Now look at Jockey in the background trying to get the Witch Doctor Stampede coming in to save him and then turning around. The Void Spirit, he needs to stay alive for a few more seconds and he will die. As the Aegis is expiring, like Google 1v1 in Cancun, the phylactery damage coming in and the Tiny has fallen. Both supports are dead, so nobody can help Google, but he's still punching the way, managing to get another kill, and now the silence. This Void Spirit can he survive? But the beautiful hoof stop from Zanetti, it's a 2-for-2 when it comes to double kill, but Stone, no more Astral Step. He is running out of bros, and X is looking forward to claiming another one double kill, and it's a full team wipe from Libya. And that was essentially 6 kills, Black. They also killed the Aegis before getting the other 5.
I look at Google and Cancun fighting it out. You can never in this game ever fight versus a Marcy 1v1, right? It just doesn't work. Unleash Marcy is probably the most DPS hero in the entire game. And he was caught, no Shadow Blade, couldn't get out. Ultimately just ended up dying to the Marcy. You have to be very, very careful with your positioning as a Tiny. Because you're ultimately still the guy that needs to punch them. And we've seen Timbersaw time and time again take over games. He's such a strong hero.
He's mid. They've started to claim some of the tier 1 towers, but Libya, they're still at least, what is that, 2 to 4, they're still 2 towers behind when it comes to gold. Stone picks up the shield rune and jumps on top of X. X really wanted that rune and he might just get punished right now.
Oh, they're really getting in too?
Oh. Hasta luego! Perfect. If we ever get a voice line in game, Black. Do you have a voice line in game?
No. I wasn't at big tournaments when it was introduced.
If we ever get a voice line, we should do it like that. One of us does the half, and the other, like, you know, like we give it a bit of a dynamic.
Like Ogre.
Yeah, or like Techies, or like Jakiro.
Okay, I can see it. Are you the card?
The card. Fine.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Oh man, the range Rex falls, the melee will follow, the Timber doesn't want to buy a bag, and I don't think he should actually. It was his mistake, and he has punched beautiful Ice Path on top of this, but it's a shielded Stone. Stampede coming through, rebound, connecting 1-2. This is actually believable, the Sentry coming in on top, and now Cancun will just die. Tiny has no more chance, as Steve is the one to claim the last hit. Beautiful toss around. I mean, that's not a toss. So what do you call that spell? It's the Dispose. Phenomenal Dispose to get the Rubik and...
Same thing.
Aghanim's... What? Ags Marcy?
Axe Marcy is really strong. Like the Unleash Silence Pulse.
But before
really,
Basher?
Really well, it's not even going Bash. It's going for Nullifier next.
I mean, that is the build-up. It's usually Armlet BKB... Well, Armlet Basher, BKB, Nullifier, and maybe then Axe. But I mean, hey, if it works for him, that I'm happy with that.
Hey, look at the Witch Doctor, man.
Bottom? Bottom? Oh, it was just a relocate that didn't do anything. Okay. Fun.
1.1k gold in the Grease.
What is he building next?
Hopefully Aghanim. I would love to see a Witch Doctor Aghanim.
He doesn't have the Greaves, though. He's not even getting Greaves. As we see, a quick fight recap. And,
nice double stun by the Marcy there.
I gotta say, Cancun kind of hasn't added items in a while. He's somehow still top network chart, but I feel like he's missing an item at this point.
Yeah. Surprising, isn't it? He looks richer than he is. Or rather, he's richer than he looks.
Yeah, he looks richer than he. That's true. They
He
are.
also needs level 18 for level 3 grow, of course. It's a big spike for him.
I'm very surprised that this Dota Plus gives them an 84% chance still for Tunisia. Because, yeah, they claim the set of racks, but I don't think their advantage is as big, if even existent at this point anymore.
I think I agree with that.
Where did he be? On the lower. Okay, Jakiro, Glimmer Cape. Sentry's coming in a bit too late. They have to disengage. Kashi still alive, and look at the Night Stalker jumping in onto the Rubik Stampede. Will be too late, but no! The rebound! He's stuck on the cliff! Oh, I mean, it's a Rubik kill, but you forced double BKBs and you wasted a lot of time there.
Wait, Dota Plus 84% chance to win for the Radiant?
Tunisia. Yeah.
How is that even possible? That's definitely faulty. I like the chances for Daya right now.
So do I.
Oh, that's very curious. Maybe Gavin didn't get his monthly payment yet.
It might be...
Ooh, double damage Tiny. That's gonna be huge. That's basically plus 400 damage.
This might actually give them a higher win rate probability chance that is justified.
They're going in,
now.
they're going in.
They don't have relocate.
Look at the damage. Oh, they can't. Don't let him get away. Don't let him get away.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Hasta luego. And now he's getting a Daedalus. And, I mean, thankfully he didn't have it before the amplified damage, because that would have been over 1,000 per hit. But, oh my goodness, they walk into the pit and Roshan spawns ahead of the feet. This is going to be a great one, as now it's on the Dire side. And it's going to help them play the cheese as well.
Who do you think is a nice, like, who enjoys a nice cheese on the Radiant side, though?
As in, Voice Spirit.
I think, but he's not from here. I don't think he can appreciate a nice cheese.
Oh, you meant, okay, I get it. I thought you were actually, okay. I think Witch Doctor makes cheese in his free time. I don't know if he eats it.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Obviously, Tiny can't eat cheese.
Of course not. What is this
Well,
IO doing?
oh. Interesting. Well, IO, you know, IO.
IO, you know what IO means in Romanian? It's kind of asking, you wouldn't guess this, I'll explain. No. It's you basically asking someone if they have a something. And so you say IO, as in do you have a, and then you would add what something.
Oh, okay. Well, IO doesn't have anything, right?
Yeah,
He has
exactly.
Orchid still. I can't believe his Orchid actually. Like, that item is so useless on IO.
No. There's like a level 25 talent that's pretty cool for that. Attack tethered allied target. Yeah, he's only level 10 now. 15, sorry. So he needs 10 more levels. But this Timbersaw, I don't know what you're doing there. The reactive armor that's coming in has got Axe. We have Google jumping in the front line, trying to connect onto someone, but everybody's trying to be kiting him, and the BKBs to run away from the Dark Ascension. Look at the crits. Hitting on top of the Shakiro, the Avalanche will get his soul. But two of the Radiant supports have died in the back line as the magic damage is not sufficient. Cheese gets popped by Stone, double silence, Zanetti tanking everybody. Another Astral Step, then the Relocate on top of the high ground. Timbersaw tries to get away, and now the Shadow Blade Tiny will start hitting the tower. Look at this action.
He's all by himself. That we can be ready. Now Tiny,
bro.
Tiny can't do it by himself. There's no way.
Okay.
84%. What?
And now there's no BKB on this Tiny. There is no vision. No vision. Where's the vision? No, not like this.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh no.
And now you saw the strength of the Night Stalker Black. If you can take a quick look at the fight recap. Night Stalker dealt less damage than the Timbersaw, but still 5,000 is a considerable amount. And that is from the Phylactery into Kanda build, where you spam the Void. And it's really good at one point, which is what we saw there.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be doing work. He's definitely here to can make use of the damage component of it. where did the fight go so wrong? I guess they just couldn't really finish off any targets. Like, they were all really low, but nobody died.
All this time while we were watching all this action up front between these beefy core heroes, it was action in the backline killing two supports and then coming in to take them by surprise. Here he disengaged, went back, look at his rotate, you can see the shadow of him going all the way around, realizing what his job is, and now jumping in after Stone used all his astral steps and the BKB ran out on top of the Void Spirit, and he's just gonna melt the Void Spirit in 1, 2, 3. It was 4 hits to kill the Void Spirit there.
Yeah, Void Spirit is not very tanky at all, especially once BKB expired. It's a tough game for the Radiant now. The damage output is not the greatest. Like, Tiny just doesn't deal a whole lot of single target damage, right? So where's it gonna come from?
I'm looking at the scores right now, and other than Kashi, who has been dying, well, a lot. That's probably the best way of putting it. He's 2, 12, and 8 on the Jakiro. Everybody else is having a pretty solid game on this server right now. Cancun shining with 11, 2, and 10. But I feel like this Tiny's become a bit of a non-factor. And I don't know if it's because, like we said, it feels like he's missing an item. The BKB he didn't build. I don't know.
And once his Deadless is online, he should definitely be doing a lot more damage. I think his Courier got killed as well. I don't know if there was anything on there or not. Because if his Deadless was on the Courier, then it would make sense why his damage is so low. Right, Nullifier done now on Marcy. She's packing a punch. Timbersaw is giga tanky. Nightstalker starting to scale very well as well. It's scary times for Radiant.
Well, that's not what Dota Plus thinks, because Dota Plus still gives them 73%. And I understand they've got one set of barracks up, and, well, all the other tier 2 towers, but I think this is slightly delusional from Dota Plus. I don't know what else to call it. And look at this. Steve pairing up with Action, realizing that this Nightstalker is now a killing machine. They spotted the Void Spirit, wanted to go on top of him, but now they will reveal themselves to take the Watcher. And Q... Okay, it's fine.
He's fine. Playing with fire a bit. Same as the Witch Doctor, who's still holding on to his Grease.
How much does he have?
1.3.
Oh, this is looking good. It's looking better.
But honestly, 35 minutes, that innate ability sounds not that good.
I told you it's not. I told you it's a gimmick. If it would be 1.5, what it currently does, so instead of 1.3k, he would be up to 2k. That doesn't sound as bad, right?
Yeah, the numbers definitely need some tweaking there.
But I guess the hero wins every game anyway, so probably that's not going to happen for a little while until they nerf the Voodoo Festeration, and then we wait another patch until they change the Gris.
Or they remove it completely and actually give them something else to work with. What's the plan, my friends, on the Radiant side? So Daedalus is almost complete. 200 gold for the Tiny. Then he's gonna be packing a bit more of a punch.
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, his damage output in general is, you know, not bad.
But
650.
I don't think his damage is the problem, Black. I think he needs a BKB.
That also against Timbersaw, yeah. At least he's hitting hard now, right? If there's some crits, damage should not be an issue.
Oh, how are the buyback looking like? Only one for the IO and the Timbersaw, so 2 for the Dire side, and everybody else is pretty poor. A victory here in the next team fight could mean a lot of objectives being taken. They're pinging the top high ground as they spot the Timbersaw, and I think Action was seen bottom. The Courier gets killed. It was the Marcy Cur, but nothing was on it as she has the completed Nullifier. Okay, Google. If you can only get level 18 before the next fight, this is going to be really, really impressive.
But again, they're not on the high ground.
Radiant structures
They
are
can't let the
fortified.
Tiny just get away with hitting this. He's no BKB. He's so cocky.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're forced to fortify. This is kind of a big victory for the Radiant side, as they will still have their tier 3 40. Libya, that
Smoking
was
again.
their tier 4 40. Oh wow, a lot of smokes invested here. Really want to put the pressure on them, and I think Stone, good roll. Stampede jumping
Io.
into the IO. Has the buyback, but then turning around. BKBs, they're trying to kill the Tiny. Who's gonna have more damage? Who's gonna sustain each other? You do not have the IO to be there, but as I said, that the Timbersaw comes in, and the Marcy falls. It carries are both on the deck, but the Timbersaw is up front, in front of everybody in action. They deal so much damage. Look at the right click. This is just a simple Night Stalker. We thought he's not good enough, but the Panda allows him to get
Dire's
2
middle
kills,
tower is under
and it's gonna
attack.
be Stone amping the amplified damage rune, and he will get at least something for losing his entire team there. Black, I'm gonna say something that I didn't think was possible about 20 minutes ago. We
What's
might be
that?
going to game 3.
Radiant's middle
Yeah, I
tower
took it very
is under
lightly, in
attack.
fact. I don't really... I mean, okay, there was an IO buyback, but even if IO didn't buyback, I think they would have won that fight pretty easily. And now they should be equalizing the barracks as well.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Unless Witchlocker can work the magic. Oh, Stone! Solo killing the IO.
And that is a dieback. That's a dieback on the IO Black.
Yeah, and he's gonna be cutting the creep wave too,
Dire's
probably.
middle tower is under
I
attack.
haven't really seen
Dire's
Void
has been
Spirit late
killed.
game lately, so I'm not
very
sure
good.
how strong he is there. Is he very powerful, yeah?
I think so. Maybe again, not. He does have a BKB now, right? So that's good for him. He's not gonna get as punished as he's had it for a few fights now. And jumping on the Jakiro, he
Hey, that's
is
so
gonna be
cocky.
caught.
You gotta-
Has the BKB. Has the BKB. Use the BKB. Astral Step. It's actually the Dissimulate. He went down south, and now Astral Steps away back to safety.
He's so cocky. I like it though. No, play with your food.
Dire are scanning.
Crystallis. Where's the Basher? Like, I get it, you need a Daedalus, but why no Basher on a Marcy? I don't remember last time I've seen a Marcy not getting it at any point.
Wait, tier 4 for Tiny. What's it gonna be?
Dire's
A
middle
feather?
tower is under attack.
Oviana's Feather.
He just wants the evasion, I guess. But not the best item.
I think it's quite good when you're getting chased down Night Stalker because you start flying around yourself as well. But look at the mass TP on Zanetti as well. How did they spot him? I am not aware, but... Oh my goodness! 4 bounty runes, 108 each! That's gonna be a heck of a gold influx towards the Dire side just now, Black.
Yeah. Jumped up to 6k gold lead from like
Dire's
3k.
middle tower is
Big
under
smoke
attack.
again though. And Roche is respawning at 30, so this fight is gonna be very, very important. Did you kill the Night Stalker? Oh, Night Stalker.
What a jump in, and he has been such a pestering
No
little
buyback on him.
opponent, and he has no buyback for the Night Stalker Timber, so you need to get out of there, my friend. You need to buy himself, so your teammate more time, and hipping
Ghost
on the
time.
IO.
Response in 10.
Where's the
Just-
relocate?
Just like last time. Walking in just as it spawns, probably. 3, 2, 1.
Patience from Zanetti will pay off. Yep, I thought he might just get out of the pit, but no.
Yo, I want to see Centaur Axe, the card, and Tiny's on it with the tree. The attack range is gonna be ridiculous.
I think that's gonna be hilarious.
But I don't think it's gonna happen. Who gets the axe though? If not him. I honestly give it to the Witch Doctor. That guy's gonna carry.
No, I think they're gonna play it safe and give it to Cancun. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this. No, it's Zanetti. Let's go. Pog
Dude.
champs. The horse
And then
gets to work.
Witch Doctor gets the next one, and then you just put him on the card, and he puts the ward out.
I don't think we'll be seeing the next one. But maybe you're right. Maybe that is the next level play. Have you tried that workhorse plus Enigma black hole?
Of course, yeah.
It's lovely. Coming to your to an
Oh, X,
international.
you were so
union.
cocky there. Wow.
Okay, what is he doing? X, hello? Pop the axe, pop the axe, pop the axe, pop these dead. Or maybe not. I forgot he's got the Bloodstone. He's turning around. No more trees, but it doesn't matter. Goodness me. Went from about 28% to 80 in a split second.
Very balanced, of course. Why did you want your own ward?
It was blocking the camp, I think.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
In the
Oh,
river.
the jumping in. I didn't see that. The jumping in. Silence. BKB Stone has to completely disengage out of there. Stampede gets popped. They were even trying to get Q. And look at action. Is coming for the satisfaction. The relocate. Okay, you must really hate this Rubik as Google throws everything in the kitchen sink to get it. And now no more BKB for the Void Spirit. Gets pursued, but the telekinesis. Can we save our own Void Spirit? It goes the opposite way. They're in the fountain, essentially. What is happening, Black? They went too deep and they're getting punished.
Why are they all here? They just relocated into the enemy's base and didn't have the tier 3s down. It's a huge blunder.
Your kind would help you choose a better path.
Man, that was a bit too much, and I understand why they wanted the Void Spirit, because they knew the BKB was used, and still overstepping beyond the tier 4 towers. And look at Conan popping his ultimate, just dealing as much damage as possible in stone, still surviving despite all of that.
No buyback on the Night Stalker, who's probably the biggest piece, and no, oh, they actually have a glyph again. Okay, wait out the glyph, and then it's go time. Although stone's not there. No, you can't kill X. X is very strong. Or Timbersaw also just gets a free 20% magic resistance talent. It's ridiculous.
X is gonna try his best to buy his time. Google jumps in and we again focus, try to be on the Void Spirit, but this Timbersaw is not surviving anymore. Bloodstone or not, he falls. 35 seconds in cooldown. Google, what are you doing? You can't be taking on the entire world by yourself. Nullifier comes in, Zanetti tossed in beyond the tier 4s, a buyback from the Timbersaw, but there is no more Marcy and Io. Night Stalker, 15 seconds until he's back to life. I think this might have been it, Black.
Dire's middle barracks is falling.
Very, very likely. Looks like the throne should be going down in just a second. Tiny just does way too much damage. Night Stalker goes out, maybe.
He's going for it. There's no more fortifies though. They're trying to throw the Abyssal to the left. They're focusing the Witch Doctor, but he's so beefy, so much heal, and the damage coming in. And Night Stalker's dead. Conan turns around with the death ward into Timbersaw. 1 versus 4 buyback from the hero to try to help. They're dealing damage. They're breaking them down. They get the kill, and the Tiny has fallen, but he has the Aegis 3 seconds until he responds. He just needs to focus the Ancient. Can he do it? Conan doesn't care. Wants to slay this Timbersaw, who is completely out and gone. Die back for him. The hero will follow suit. The Warhorse into the Ancient Fountain. The enemy fountain will be the end for Libya, and the IESF North African qualifiers are Tunisia claim the 2nd spot, which doesn't take them anywhere, but silver medal is a silver medal.
Silver medal. Pride has been restored, or if it hasn't been lost, it has been kept. You know, it's a very important thing for man. We need our pride, we need our honor. Well played to them. It didn't look very good for quite a while, but they managed to keep their composure, managed to keep their cool. Well done.
Congratulations to Tunisia for having a great performance and fighting tooth and nail in that 2nd game, but also for Libya, who put on a great display of Dota 2 for us, Black, today. It was a pleasure to see the North African region actually put out some entertaining games, I would say, and despite all of them still being a few considerable steps behind Egypt, Egypt is going to represent them and do their best at the World Esports Championships at Riyadh later this year.